In this video, we're going to look a little bit closer and just at an if-else statement. We've seen if statements. We actually even already seen an if-else statement in the previous video, but that video kind of went on for a little bit too long. So if you want just a quick wham bam, thank you ma'am, kind of here's an if-else statement, how it works in Python, this is the video for you. The other one's like 15, 16 minutes. I should stop talking to make sure that the time on this video is pretty quick. So let me explain what I got for you here. I've got a oval that's going to be a roller coaster. I have a function that will create a nervous face when the function is called. I have a function that will create a happy face when that function is called. And then I have an on mouse press function that, depending on where I click, I will create a nervous face at that location, or I'll create a happy face at that location. So let's just move this over here, move this over here, and let's see how it works. So when I click over here, they're heading up the roller coaster, they're nervous, and then they get over the top, and then they start going down the roller coaster, and they're happy, right? That's what this does. So the way it works, and I guess I have to bring this back over here because the code will get covered, is on mouse press. I have a mouse X and a mouse Y, or I just called it an XY in this case. It's going to check if when I click, my X coordinate of my mouse is less than 200, then I'll create a nervous face. And so we can see over here that, let me zoom out a little bit. We can see over here that it's kind of hard to get the center of this, but my X is 147. It's less than 200, so I'm making a nervous face. I didn't think these nervous faces could get scarier, but like the little dots here really aren't making it better. The X here is 112, so we're making a nervous face. Over here, my X is 226, so it's bigger than 200, which means that we go into the else and it creates a smiley face. Now this makes sense, I think, kind of intuitively, right? If this part is true, do what's inside the if statement. Else, if it's not true, do what's outside of the if statement. But I just kind of want to break it down a little bit more in depth. So I'm going to take a quick little screenshot here, run over to the Jamboard, and I just got to time it. Boom. Let's see if it worked. And we will just talk about this a tiny bit. No cursor there. Very good. Okay. So the idea for this is, where are we at? All right, let's get maybe a red pen in here. Bada boom. So it's going to check if this is true. If true, do this stuff, right? Do the stuff that is inside of the if. Do that. If it's not true, else, otherwise, do this, right? Do this. No matter what, whenever we're done with this, it's going to do this or it's going to do that. It will only ever do one, right? Either this is true or it's not true. So either I'll run the if part or I'll run the else part. And then no matter what, if we did do this thing, once we're done with this thing, we're going to then skip the else and continue my program down over here. If we skip the if part and go to the else, well, we execute the else and then we continue our program down over here. That's how it works, right? That's all an if-else statement is. In the other case where maybe we have an if, X is less than 200, we can use the same thing. And then we, draw the nervous face or whatever. And we didn't have an else. It's either gonna do this or not. And then it will continue afterwards, right? An if by itself can just check, if this is true, I'll do it. Otherwise, I just keep going. An if else lets you choose between two different options. Whoops, not over there. So I don't know. I hope that was helpful. I want this video to be short. So, yeah, we're done. Let me know if this was valuable or not, I guess.